She was dead center front on the poster, and she was the biggest star in the movie. Like, she was the most famous person in the whole movie, and she was dead like that. A new Scream movie hits theaters, and whether you love this franchise or think it's running on fumes, there's no denying one thing: meta horror changed the genre forever. Tonight, we're going back to where this really started, not just with Scream, but with Wes Craven's New Nightmare. The moment horror looked at the audience and said, "You know, this is a movie, right?"
Ema, you stinker.
From there, we got self-aware slashers, rule books for surviving horror, sequels that comment on sequels, and eventually full-blown genre dissections like The Cat in the Woods. With a new Scream arriving tomorrow, this feels like the perfect time to ask, I'm putting it out there, New Nightmare underperformed at the box office compared to other Nightmare movies. I think it's found its following now. I think it's very well respected, but it could be argued that New Nightmare is smarter than Scream. It's a braver movie, and that Scream is just more crowd pleasing.
I disagree with that, and I will tell you why. All that he is doing in New Nightmare is he deconstructing a character that he wrote. And as you know, Dan, you agree with me on this. I don't like for characters that I like to be deconstructed. Like, I like my characters to be those characters. Scream, he's just deconstructing an entire genre. And I think that's why that works better than New Nightmare does, in my opinion.
Tim, what do you think?
I do agree with it, and I'll tell you why. I think that what we're going for in Scream was not superior cinematic quality. That's not what he was going for. This is the horror equivalent of like The Expendables, where it's just famous people and explosions.
Explosions! I have no idea what the explosions are, Bane.
Right? Like that was The Expendables. Bunch of famous people, explosions. Well, this is bunch of famous people and murder. That's what it was. We're going to put a bunch of famous people in this movie. A bunch of them are going to die, and that's going to be more of a crowd-pleasing factor than what we get out of New Nightmare, which is the deconstructing of a character like Jason was talking about, but a little more on the dark side. Yes, it's very self-aware, but not as much of the winking and nodding at the audience as what we get in Scream. And that's kind of where the audience kind of jumps in and kind of attaches to Scream a little more. There's a reason, in my opinion, that this franchise is still going strong, and New Nightmare didn't have 6 or 7 of them like Scream did. And I think it's because the audience really, really responded to Scream better than they anticipated. And we got to Scream 2, it's super predictable to me, but that's what the audience really liked at the time. The audience didn't like being tricked. They didn't like the, M. Night Shyamalan type stuff where it's just, we're going to go this way instead of this way kind of thing. It actually was one of those things where if you had seen Scream 1, what happened in Scream 2 was not surprising at all. To me, it was one of those things when they knew that people liked Scream 2, they knew that they had a genre that people were going to stick with. This is why we're looking at, Scream 7 being released here some 20-some years later.
A New Nightmare is not a mystery, and people love mystery. That's the reason that Agatha Christie is as, famous as she is. Like, people love to try to figure stuff out. And Scream will always give you let me sit down and try to figure out who this is. And that's an element that New Nightmare doesn't have. But New Nightmare plays the hit.
You get the "I'm your boyfriend now" line where he licks her through the phone. They recreate the death on the wall in the hospital.
That's a big moment. Yep.
Yeah.
A great moment. Or rough body.
Yeah, always great. great in the first one, great in the last one.
The first one, in all seriousness, in the first one, that death absolutely made me lose sleep for weeks. It was unbelievable. I forget how old I was the first time I saw it, maybe 8 or 9, but it was one of the most terrifying moments in cinema history to me. And to recreate that moment in New Nightmare was very good.
You got Heather running upstairs, and they turned into goo that she fell into, and Freddy raising up out of the bed. That was like a repeat moment. So it did play the hits, and it tweaked it enough. And I like New Nightmare. I feel like it doesn't demystify Freddy, because I don't like it when you get too much. When you have a mysterious character, the more you learn about that character, the less cool they are. And I don't care if you're talking about Wolverine or Boba Fett or, Anakin Skywalker. The more you learn, the lamer they become. But to me, the character in New Nightmare is not Freddy Krueger. It's not the same character that we followed in the other Freddy movies. This is in a totally different reality, and this is an ancient evil that was trapped by those stories. So it's not the same. And I like the philosophical ideas. It did do well enough. It's not like it bombed, and it's not like Wes Craven didn't get any more movies.
He got 3 right after it.
Yeah, a couple years later, Wes was going to take another bite at this meta concept, but he didn't write this one. This might be what you guys like so much. Jason, are you a Dawson's Creek fan? Because this was written by Kevin Williamson.
I was just about to tell you. Okay, every day of the summer, my 13, 14-year-old self would get up. My mom would hand me a crisp sandwich from Burger King, and I would sit up and I would watch Dawson's Creek from about 8:30 to 10:30 before I started my day. Like, I had to have my story.
So I think we've unlocked something here.
Dude, Dawson's Creek is rad, okay?
I don't want to wait
Exactly.
for our lives to be over.
Want to know right now? This is
And
hilarious.
weirdly enough, he's coming back for Scream 7. He wrote it and directed it. So
Nerd Champs